Hey, second and third graders, it's Mr. Wilhorn back to tell you about some more characters in the Ultimate Character Tournament. I've got four, well, I've actually got five, but the first four kind of fit together because they're normal kids who do normal things, and, well, you'll see about the fifth one here in just a minute. The first character I have for you is Junie B. Jones. Now, the thing about Junie B. Jones in the first book here, The Stupid Smelly Bus, she is starting kindergarten. She is an almost 6-year-old, and she's a funny kid. She does a lot of funny things, but she also makes some mistakes. And sometimes her mistakes can be funny, but sometimes her mistakes can get her into trouble as well. But she usually learns from them, and we can learn from them too. So Junie B. Jones, very funny character. The next one I have for you is two characters, actually, and their names are Jack and Annie, and they are from the Magic Treehouse books. So Jack and Annie are brother and sister, and just so you know, in the character tournament, these two characters will be considered one character, so you will be voting for Jack and Annie against whoever they are against. We'll have to wait and see. Jack is a little bit older than Annie. Jack is a little shyer than Annie. Annie likes to jump right in and do things. Sometimes it gets them into some sticky situations that they have to try to get out of. Jack doesn't like to jump right in, though. He likes to read about things and study things before making a decision. So they're a little bit different, but they're going to be together in the character tournament, and they are found in the Magic Treehouse books, Jack and Annie. Next, we have a character whose name is Katie Carew, although the book series that she's in is called Katie Kazoo, because one of the kids in her class nicknames her Katie Kazoo, kind of to tease her, calls her Katie Kazoo. And in this first book, Anyone But Me, she wishes that she could be anyone but me, and she gets her wish. She actually switches places with the class hamster, and she is the class hamster. The thing about it is, though, when she is the class hamster, she learns something about George in the class. George is a new kid in class, but he's also kind of a bully, and she's not really happy with him. But when she's the class hamster, she learns something about him. Now, there's a series of the Katie Kazoo books, and Katie always, it's called Katie Kazoo's Switcheroo, and she always switches with someone. She switches in one book with the lunch lady. She switches with her baby sister. One time she switches with a boy in her class, but every time she switches, she always learns something that she wouldn't have learned had she not switched. Alright, so those are the four characters, but guess what? There's one more. Now, I like to think that Katie, she's a third grader, and I don't remember what grades Jack and Annie are, but about that, maybe a third and a second grader. And I know Junie B is a kindergartner, and then later she becomes a first grader. But they go to school, and I like to think that once they might have picked up a Captain Underpants book. I don't know. Could you see Jack or Annie or Katie or Junie B? Junie B for sure. Reading a Captain Underpants book? I can. So Captain Underpants is our last character today. Harold and George hypnotized their principal so that every time he hears a snap of the fingers, somebody snaps their fingers, he becomes a superhero named Captain Underpants, and the only way he switches back is when he gets drenched with water, and the water snaps him back to who he needs to be. So, those are the characters that we have for today. We've got Junie B. Jones, Katie Kazoo, we've got Jack and Annie, who will be together, and Captain Underpants. One neat thing about all of these books is that if you like any of those, there's so many of them. So, like, if you liked Captain Underpants, there's 12 Captain Underpants books, plus a bunch of other books that are called spin-offs of Captain Underpants. There are 31 Junie B. Jones books. There are 29 Magic Treehouse books, plus 27 Magic Treehouse books called the Merlin Mission books. And there are 35 Katie Kazoo books. That's a lot of reading that you could do, especially if you liked one of those characters. You really could spend a lot of time with that character, which is pretty cool. Alright, those are the characters I've got for you today. Until next time, when I introduce some more characters, happy reading, and in a couple of weeks, happy voting. See you later.